Hi, my name is Brett. Warning, there's going to be swear words. When I get into these states, I swear. It emphasizes things. It's June, what the fuck ever. I don't even know. It's crazy. Probably can't hear anything. There's kabooms going off, dogs barking, and it was brutal at work. Brutal. Man, health professionals out there. Oh man, it's rough. It's rough. I feel you. Anyway. Oh yeah. So here, First of all, I gotta start with something that I didn't plan. I have to do it because of today, so I'll explain that, and then I will talk about what I actually meant to talk about. Okay. So, first of all, let's talk about dogs. All right, it's going to be going crazy, so I apologize. Let's talk about Dyson spheres. Okay. Now, with the Dyson sphere, as you know, it's built around this immense power source, usually a star. Okay. Now, I call compartmentalization a Dyson sphere. Okay, because it creates energy. Not necessarily the kind I like or want, but it is energy, and I can feed off of it. And so what I'm going to have to do, because things are crazy at work, is it's summertime. I get it. But I'm going to have to compartmentalize this little thing we got, this little side thing we got, into a Dyson sphere. Alright, and so that's going to generate me power. I'll be thinking of it in the back of my mind. When things get real stressful, I'll daydream of doing this. Well, maybe not, maybe once or twice, just to keep the Dyson sphere stable. Anyway, that's a Dyson sphere. Compartmentalization. In your life, hey, if you got stressful shit going on, and you don't know how to deal with it because you got even more stressful, important shit going on. And that's besides the point that there's this stressful fucking thing you got going on. So, like, if that's all happening, compartmentalize. There's some people that like compartmentalization. I don't care for it as much. You know, if I don't have to do it, thank God, I'm not going to do it. But I got to do it. So, I got to compartmentalize our thing. But I look forward to strapping all of those pieces of the Dyson sphere off and getting back into this, because I've kind of developed, I didn't know that this would be a thing, but now I've developed that I'm going to lay it all out, the whole thing. And so then if it makes sense, it makes sense. So stage 3 of this, and what's nice about that, and I apologize, this is going to go a little longer, but stage 3 is happening. So after this, there is no uninitiated after this one. All right, you're either in it or you're gonna take off. You're not gonna be like whatever. So, I've getting a lot of comments from the bros, you know, like, well, I have power too and stuff like that. And I'm sorry to use the mocky voice. I'm in a mood. Yeah, let's talk. I racked my brain about this because I thought I gotta have to have something that's like bulletproof, you know, to convince these bros to stay around and you know, understand with the high beam. You know, just as long as we get there, we're good. It dawned on me last night, so I was up late too, so I was already hosing myself for today, and so I reached out. Well, I reached out to 2 people. I'll tell you one. Well, no, I'll tell you one because it comes later. So, I reached out and I was waiting, like pins and needles, because this guy, alright, I mean, you gotta understand, like, it makes sense for what he is, but he's like cagey, alright? I love the dude, but he's cagey. You know, he'll just, and then reappear. So anyway, we're going to talk about, well, okay, we'll talk about the water empath. Alright, I had to think about it. I just am worried about it. I just want to make sure I do this right because it's important. Okay, so water empath. Okay, extremely powerful. All right, my fractal empath only gets up to 13. I mean, we got some tricks and some moves, but 13 is where we get. And but a water empath gets up to 19. Okay, so anyway, there's this water empath that if you grew up in Hamilton, Montana, that you know, and you probably don't know that you know him because he's a water empath. And I'll explain water empath right now. So a water empath is pretty awesome because it's like the Trinity. And interestingly, a famous person is actually a water empath, Jesus. So hey, this guy I'm about to talk about, some good company. So a water empath is awesome because they have like 3 moves on them, but they're very powerful. They can turn into mist, and they can also turn into water, and then they can cramp up into a ice bucket ball. Sorry, long day. So what's really neat about this is that when you fire you don't have to fire it, but when the beam, the high beam, is running, water empath can go up in there and it flows through the water empath. Yeah, flows through. And then, on top of that, it can freeze up into a solid, like a crystal, all right? And then it sends kaleidoscopes of high beam out. It's pretty awesome. I mean, they're fucking awesome, all right? It is. I mean, there's some other awesome ones out there, but I like the water empath, okay? And there's so much about them that I want to share, and I just don't have the time to do it. I hope I'm getting enough of it right. You can never tell with them. You don't know. You can feel that there's something different about them, but you just don't know because they're so I don't know. Sneaky's not the right word. Like, I wish I knew a better word, like cloak or something. They're sneaky that you can't really tell. So, but anyway, so I'll tell you who this guy is, and maybe it'll make sense then. Damn it. I'm going to pause this and think about it more. Alright, I'm back. Full disclosure, this is me being back the 4th time, because the other 3, I kept saying inappropriate things. So, hopefully, 4th time's a charm here. Okay, so, as I was saying, I did forget the most important part of this whole thing, the part I think about the most, which is obviously the part I would forget about first when I'm trying to do one of these things. So, there's this guy named Ron Kurtz. He's awesome. He came up with Hakomi therapy. Awesome. And part of him being awesome is he studied the Tao Te Ching. And this guy's a very systems-oriented. He used to be a computer programmer, and then he decided, fuck it, I'm going to go be a therapist. So he studied this Eastern medicine, and part of that was the Tao Te Ching. Now, the Tao Te Ching studies a whole bunch of stuff, but especially they like to look in the dark black abyss. The nothing out there. I mean, no one usually wants to look at that. Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, lots of people do, but I'd never thought to. Anyway, part of the mantra or whatever, the Tao Te Ching, is that water is awesome, okay, which checks out with the water empath. And water is awesome because it's soft. That's why it's awesome. It's soft. And when you're a bro, soft is like, no, you can't have any soft nothing. It's all got to be rough and tough. All right, so soft is great though, because soft is strong. And you're like, what is that all about? Well, have you seen the Grand Canyon? Okay, that's water. That's what water can do. Water can move the most unmovable object, break it away down over time. It just can do that. Very powerful water, and we don't really consider that. I certainly didn't when I went out to swim in Lake Elmo in Billings, Montana. I almost drowned myself because I was nearing 30 and I thought I could do things again. So yeah, water's a powerful thing, and it's meant to be respected. So because water is soft and it makes it strong, that's why this guy, you're gonna go, oh, holy shit, if you didn't already know who it was. Okay, so you're right. I'll do the big reveal. I want to make sure I'm catching everything. Oh, very family oriented. Super. I mean, that's water empath. Whew, family oriented. So, are you ready? Okay. His name is Brandon Wood. Call sign Nightwolf. Woody the water empath. I love this guy. All right. And the crazy thing about it is we weren't really close growing up. Like we saw each other and stuff. It's not like spend the night over each other's houses or anything. And then I saw him maybe a few times after high school, and that was it. But 15 years ago, I started feeling it, and then of course I became initiated, and it's like, holy smokes, Brandon Wood. So anyways, the only water empath that I know, well, I mean, I know of some, but here's the thing, is that water empaths are almost always women. I mean, almost always, like synonymous as women. So when a masculine water empath comes along, it's a real special thing, as Jesus, so that's special. So anyway, yeah, so there you go. That's the thing. So if you, hopefully I did my job correctly enough so you can look back and go, okay, that makes sense. Everyone wants to be around a water empath, but they don't know why. Usually because they're pretty cute too, though. So I don't know, at least in my opinion, but I only know the one, so. All right. So I'll do this little exercise with you, and then we'll go. And again, I'm sorry for all the sound. So I do guided imagery sometimes, and this is not guided imagery, what I'm going to do, but it is fun. And it's similar to guided imagery. I mean, it's like sister-in-law, or something like that. So, I want you to imagine, okay? And it's okay if here, let me get my tie just right. Get the collar popped. Get comfortable. Now I want you to imagine something for me. Okay, you gotta close your eyes, But imagine, alright, you're on the 405 under a midnight moon, and you're Woody the water empath, and you can feel them 12 cylinders going. You can feel it. You feeling it? Yeah, you feeling that shit? Yeah, alright, you feeling them 808s slap against them 12s. Whatever you got going, it's playing, okay? You're feeling that shit. Yeah, Woody the water empath. Now this is what Woody can do. You feeling that midnight moon gleaming off of your hood? Woody can extract out of him his own heart, his own water heart, and send it out of his elliptical. And that thing will just hover above that car, gleaming in the moonlight. Well, that beats just, and you can see the water just pulsating to it. Now, you feeling that shit? You feeling that? Yeah. There you go. Woody the water empath. 808s slapping them 12s. Ooh. 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 Yeah. That's nice. That's real nice. Alright. Now we're going to ease out of it, alright? Woody's pulling into a diner, alright? Ocean. Out in the distance. Gonna have some crab. By himself, because he's a fucking water empath. He's got his camera, though. Alright. So that's the end of the exercise. So here's why we did that. Because when you're stressed the fuck out, like I was today, I want you to remember Woody the water empath. Because he was born a water empath. But that don't mean you can't practice his mantra. Okay? Soft is strong, motherfucker. Soft is strong. I'm out. I don't know when I'll be back, but it'll be sometime.